Welcome back to Timberborn and our Fortitude playthrough, also known as Beaverbrook 3. So, unfortunately, the last one, apologies if you did watch the last one, it just so happened to be a drought and a very long drought. So, achievements were low, but just at the end, obviously, we got this, we got our a dirt excavator going. So obviously now it's time to start, getting all this in. And we'll obviously do that and get that going. I tell you what, it might. I might empty that. And then put that there. I don't think there's. Oh, it's there actually. I'll do a swap because it's going around this way. Right then, so we now, we're getting. We're using about 1,000. We're needing more things and stuff. So I'm wanting them to. I'm actually wanting them to do this. In fact, actually, I think what I did. 19. That's a bit too many. Yeah, because remember last time I did a bit of a boo. I used all the water up that I shouldn't have done. We are getting there in the 70s, as this is obviously going down, so we'll try and knock that down now to some sort of decent enough level. I don't mind in the 70s, so I'm going to need to lose a lot of them. I mean, the only advantage is that we'll start to use it. We'll get this running. I'm going to get it back on again. And then we need to look at how we're going to actually. The problem is that, like I said before, that it's only small water, so you can't get a large one of this. We also need to look into the centrifuge. I keep forgetting because we've got ladders in this, and that'll be there. Because I keep playing the experimental butch, we don't have any sort of. These are fine planks, fine, and metal blocks is okay. In fact, I've got all the metal blocks I can actually handle, so we'll get that running, and we'll start to get some. Where the hell do I want that then? I can't get either there because I can't get. It would be nice to come through potentially, but we'll work that one out eventually when we get all this. This has to go on first, and then as well, it doesn't really matter. That can go off. Now, like I said, we were going to look at. Is it landscaping? I always get this one wrong. Nope, it's definitely not landscaping. Metal. I'll just go through them all, shall I? So I'll get to the right one eventually. Water, that was it. We need to get this, so we need 300 gears, and I want to block this off for obvious reasons. This is coming down, so this will obviously go. Once I've got it, hopefully the water won't go back on itself. And then we'll should be able to start flattening maybe some of this. And we'll trickle some water over it. Certainly around it, and get it as irrigation so we can actually finally get some more stuff, things and stuff. Because I've got so many, I'm going to enable these as well. We haven't done too bad, actually. Yeah, now the granola is going to start coming in. Which is obviously going to help. Getting these down would help as well, but we don't need. I don't think we need that anymore as much as. So now I'm going to. Just do that, and then I'll just keep on adding to that as we can. That'll do, right? And obviously we want it the same height as this. So this is going to be our bowl, the bowl of the water. Now I do assume that once it gets to yeah, now I've done a 5 limit. I don't know what that means actually. Does that mean this? Possibly. 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, there. So it's there. So I've limited it to 5. Or I will limit it to 5, but it's going to have to turn itself off for obvious reasons. And then we'll, like I said, we'll I don't want to, obviously I don't want to disable any of these. We are using geese, unfortunately, for the things, so that might actually be a bad idea. Now I realise what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick all this back up again, and obviously this is a lot of gears. Because I'm going to need even more storage of gears. No, I can't get over there. Well, I can get over there. I'm going this way. But what did I say? 200 metal, 50 explosives, 200 in metal. Ooh. Ooh. I think that'll allow the storage of that. What do we want? We want metal And we want... Do you know, I've forgotten what the hell I wanted. Gears, that was it. Yeah. And 50 explosives. Which is going to be interesting because I ain't got any more flipping room now. I'll put them in. Oh, wait a minute. Let's get the gears with that one. Let's get the explosives with that one. And let's get rid of this one then. So we're going to get these relatively close. So when the drought comes in, I can get up there, was that, get rid of this, and we should be okay. And that will be the first thing. But obviously, this is the main thing to get done first. Water is rising. Usually good. I'll now concentrate on this bit and this bit and this bit and this bit. It feels all natural. And then obviously that it's given us a decent-ish. Obviously it's still not to the full yet. Once it gets up here, this will probably go right to the edge, like this has done, and I'll have to sort of clean up and make sure that I there's an option to obviously go to this edge here and make this slightly longer. I'm not going to go right the way out, I don't think. Although saying that though, that might be quite interesting for that, and do a, like I said, I was going to do a waterfall, and that would waterfall down here and irrigate this area. That way I can keep it running, because it will obviously go around up to the point the drought comes in. So we are doing pretty well in this one. I've got 97, and I still don't think I'm producing enough food to be able to, but we'll definitely be losing some of them. Don't understand why that happened to us. Looks like I've got less than I need here. I've got these running, unless I'm wrong. I see I've got too many. So we know we've got too many beavers. We've got some homeless, but I'm not. Yeah, I've got 19 too many, or thereabouts. But if we use that to our advantage of making these sort of things, how much logs have I got left? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. I keep looking down here because I'm used to the experimental. That if you've not seen the experimental one, by all means, go and have a nosy. We could go. Well, I've got tons of resin now, so I don't really need to worry about that. What have I got for cutting trees? Not particularly important, and I'm still not too sure that it would actually work. but I'm quite willing to add this lot in now to be cut. The reason why is obviously I haven't got a lot of things to be able to be done. Our food situation isn't looking too bad. That one's been built. Now, where is the metal? We've got 2 metal here. It's the logs that it needs to run. It's what makes me laugh. It's got power, but why does it need logs then? It's already got power. It's going well. Why is that only at 50% then? Oh, because it's terrible on the on here. Is it slowed down? Yeah, it has slowed down for some reason. The drought in the progress. How about 16 days again? Let's. I tell you what, it would be nice because this is absolutely almost chock-a-block. Now, the unfortunate thing is now there's a flipping drought again. There's no reason why I couldn't. I don't particularly like them, the look of them, but they would solve one problem of not having any energy while we're trying to run. Even if I turned everything else off and was just running a dirt excavator. I've got 40, so it's not like the worst in the world. But what we could do then. If I could find a button, that one. I'm doing that for a reason because I don't want it to be sat on the floor. And then we could actually get up here. I think that's okay. And then we'll do all this. Because I haven't got... I don't really need any, to be honest. I'm deciding that that's the end of it, and I'm not going to do that. We're okay. Oh, I did start doing this, didn't I? I did say it was a process. It was going to take quite a substantial amount of time. Yeah, I can do that with these because I can hold more water, you see. That's a quite considerable amount of water here. I'm just having an idea there. I wonder if I could dam this damn thing. And how would I have to go down to dam that? And the reason why I'm thinking about it is because I could dam the water back here when the water's coming in and just allow it to flow. And then when, if I'm starting to run out, and we got 16 days, that's not the worst in the world. But we are on hard. I think the droughts will go to 30 something eventually. That's why I'm trying to get this running. And get more, and obviously increase the food and everything else. So I've just got to be careful. I don't want to take too much out of this here. Obviously, I could increase the size of that and the height, and then go around again to increase it to something like here, and there would be a lot of thing. But I don't particularly want to at the precise moment. And I do not, under any circumstances, want to run out of water. I could be tempted just to run one, or maybe two. Just two. Just to keep this up there, but just... and then obviously I'll make it speed it up. I should have sped it up last time. The inventor stuff is going to absolutely go ballistic, but that's good. If I run out of logs, I'm trying to get some. Still want to carry on making these because I need 300 of them. The berries have been thing. We're still waiting for the berries to kick themselves back in again, and once they do, then we should be able to fill up all on berries and this back to something like, well, look at that, it's got 3,000 spots. It's got spots. Aha, so that slightly does work then, so to speak. Like, see, that's well, that's probably to do with the I haven't got any more. I've run out, so I've got no more left to be able to get now. But it might actually pay dividends to work a way to get over to there. Well, I think I can easily work, because I'm just going to absolutely cream the power here, so there's no reason why I can't do that. Yep. That would be there, and that would be there. Obviously, I'm going... Well, in fact, actually, I could probably cheat and just put one, I think. And because that would... I don't think I need to fill it all up. No, I do not. And that could then... I'm going to assume that these are this is a through, so all these will work. As you can see, I'm almost close. I just need to somehow get that over the bad water. I'm not going to be able to make that without the ladder, so I better make that. Then this is just a 1, I think. then that'll tie into that. Obviously, I'll tie this into here when this all gets going. This is going to take a substantial amount of time to... It's only 3, but it'll be 3 enough to pause most of this and be able to get this running. Or get, well, that'll run, but I don't obviously want this to run because it'll suck all the water out. It's not running in a moment, so it can't. But most of that water can be used, but I just can't do anything with it. 1700. I'm getting a little worried about this situation. Let's just... Because that would be the I'm trying to work out water. See, it'll do 3, so that's not too bad. And what I'm going to do is I'll make sure that this is actually going to start to get built before even this, because I don't really. Well, I suppose it's not too bad actually. I've still got 300. And then I'll get another one. I'd like to solve this a bit better, but to be quite frank, it's not that bad. And I can extend it out. It's whatever it is, isn't it? Water. Let's get me some water. And obviously I can do this. There we go. I'm going to have to do haulers, I think. In fact, I could probably enable the haulers. And just go... Turn that off. I'm going to turn it off now. Because eventually, once this is all built, which is going to take a substantial amount of time, and I'll just run that. It's going to cost quite a lot to build, but I have got over 300 in planks, 200 now, but and then it just costs logs to build these, obviously, and then they'll get themselves going, and then I should be able to just keep pumping. That's 4. That's not too bad. But the trouble is, these don't pump a lot. That's the problem, and that's gone down to 1400. And as you can see here, these are all running, which means I've got so many beavers that are... So I'm not building any. Died. I'm reducing now. I need to reduce down to about 70. Water is in. I'm going to get rid of this. I've got another 50, so that's not too bad. And they obviously they can reach, you see. Yeah, but if I take this down and have this as an extra, that's a bit more water where I can just drop it down and it'll flow in there. Just until I get things stabilized. We're getting a lot here. I'll tell you what I'll do. Where's this? I'll set this to this. I'll tell you what. I'll set this to this. Then I'll set this section here, and then I'll make this priority. Because if I can get half running straight away, it's not going to be that bad. The problem is I'm running out of planks. That's the problem. Although obviously I'm running this, so it doesn't really matter. And I'm still running it for the gears as well. I might actually turn the gears off. Because I want planks, I don't want gears. Gears are no good to me. At this precise moment, in a sense of what I'm doing here. Well, this isn't too bad. This isn't too bad at all. Oh, there you go. I got that running. But obviously I can't do that with it because I don't have any of the I don't have this. I don't have 300. I don't have 200 metal. I don't have 50. You know, it's going to come on. It's going to get turned off, and that will help us. Probably maybe in the next video. We'll see. But you can see why I built this, because of the potential, the amount of reservoir that it can hold, and obviously I can do at least another 2 sets here. That's 6. Plus I can extend that and potentially extend it round here and work out another. It's going to suck the damn thing dry, but at least it's going to give us enough water, you know. I probably actually don't need that one. I'm good. Garden. I'm building it anyway. I wasn't good at it, and I was just realising I thought, oh, I don't build that one. But how are we doing? I think we're doing okay. Yeah, we're doing okay. We've got this section to build, and then that, and then obviously this will then kick itself in after. I'd rather build an entire half. I'd rather build a half of it to get this going, because look at the amount of water that I can just put. And I've got 1200, you see, and I've not turned these on. I do not want to turn them on at all. I'm not too worried about that. Because it's logs. But when this goes, it should go quite well. Obviously, I've got to have that going. And at least that way I can run 3 and run what I want to run. Right then. This is in. Get on. Get on. Get on, get on, and get on, and get on. I'll now purposely turn this off, and this off, and this off. Just so I can keep... I'm down quite far, actually, although we have got 6 days left. How's this doing? This is now going to come in. It's not bad though, not bad at all. where's these damn haulers? Let's turn them in. They should be full, actually. Why is that not full? Get in here. I suppose I don't really need it. We're only getting this now to done, but I'm pumping. I should be able to constantly pump for a while, not have to worry, which should save all. It's about saving all this for. We've got 5 days left. This is going to be an issue, so this is why this is getting pumped in with water. But like I said, once I've got this going, it shouldn't actually be much of an issue now. That, not that. But I will, at the moment, knock this down, I think, and get that going. But next time we'll have the gravity batteries going. I don't particularly like them. That's not the truth. It's not that I don't like them, and I think they've definitely got the great, but I just don't like millions of them, and I just don't. You know what I mean? They need to be as high as possible. The higher they are, the better they are. So this is why they're one of the highest points in the map, apart from maybe over here. But I've got to feed them into this. And obviously I can, because that's what I'm doing. It is getting a lot more interest. Like I said, I do my ideas different to everybody else. And everybody else has got their own way of doing things. I've got 95. I'm quite interested in doing a new section. Blah, 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 blah. I've now got down to the bare minimum here, and then we've got 4 days left, and that's a bit of a problem. But the reason why is I'm pumping the hell out of this to keep this going, because otherwise I'll lose it again. I will not lose that. I'm just going to keep that as it is. Because otherwise, I mean, I've obviously got 1,200. Me my side. Actually, it's 300, but not to worry. You get what I mean. By pumping all this down, it's not going to affect any of this, you see, so that's why I'm doing it. And it's sort of going to help with this, because as I'm trying to make this, keep this water in, next time it won't be much of a problem, because I'll have this running constantly. I'll have this filled, I'll fill it up first, and then I'll have these running. It's just a natural reservoir. Now, I can extend the reservoir by blasting around, and it'll be a hell of a big reservoir once it's done. But we've got 3 days left. We're not doing. It's not too bad. Water is drastically low though. I'm going to pause a couple. For obvious reasons. I daren't suck this out because I need to keep at least one of these going. Berries is sort of coming back in. We can see the berries now being available, but they're the vital thing that they are. Even though innate berries, they're vital. They're absolutely crucial to keep going. So we'll get them done. I'm on my last, so they'll be able to get in there, and do that as a hauler, and get in there as a hauler. Obviously, I'm going to start losing beavers. Yeah, see, beavers died, beavers died, beavers died. Eventually, it might be quite difficult to get the haulers going. I'm going to reduce that just to get this in. There we go. Yeah, I've stopped now. 80 is about the right amount, but I just dare not enable anything until I've got 1 day left. I think we'll get away with it. Bearing in mind these take about 3/4 of a day if they go dry. I think it's 3/4. So as long as I can get, this is... I don't even know how high. I probably should have not blasted that and gone slightly higher, but not to worry. Not to worry. We'll, like I said, I'll work that one out as and when we're, because I'm going to do it. I think it's worth doing just to get more water in, just to keep things going. This is actually doing quite well. It's keeping me afloat. Just. Yeah, I think I'm just going to get away with it 1 day. Yeah, first, pause this. And by that, now I've got quite a substantial amount of cannoli left in. If this would have been that, I would have been out of water by now. I would have been absolutely struggling. And apparently I've got this running. I didn't even know. I better pause that until we get the water back fully. I can just keep pumping from this though, it doesn't really matter. I'm not like desperate for... Right. Several gravity batteries could actually be done. Right, I think I have saved my bacon. Saved me bacon. The pig's bacon has saved itself. Which is great. That's fantastic. That's exactly what I was wanting to do. And it's more of here is always the problem we had obviously last time, but this is now absolutely, this has gone down. Died of old age. Let's enable this back again. Not obviously on all of them, but you know, and now this is gonna start up. Power's kicked itself back in again, which is obviously made this start to run. When they decide to come out of their little holes. Yeesh. Water is at level 1. And we've still got 15 minutes left or so of this playthrough. Like I say, apologies for going over the hour. This has worked out quite well because I've got this. The only trouble being is I have to do it with a drought because obviously they'll get done with the bad water and I can't do it without. That's why I'm trying to get enough gears. But I want to obviously fill all this in first. I'm wondering if this has been filled in. Yes, it has. Bearing in mind, this might be a saving grace now. but I'm not going to turn them on yet. Until this water goes right the way up to the top, which it's getting there, I don't want to turn everything back on again. Eventually, I want this to be moved anyway. This is what I'm saying. For Christ's sake, 3 days for another drought. That's ridiculous. Yes. This is almost in. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to put some storage up here. I really like this one. Actually, might not be the worst idea. Never mind the other. I'm doing that just to get rid of... I've got enough planks and got enough of the other stuff so I can actually get this built and get them to... If I can get them to fill that water up as fast as I can, bearing in mind I've only got 1 day and some... metal blocks. I've got enough metal blocks. Which is the one? 30 metal blocks, that's fine. 60 gears, that almost there. And I've got enough planks to try and get this going. The advantage is they'll just come straight here. And I won't actually need to add the hauler on as well. Right, I'll turn off the hauler. As we can see, we're absolutely blitzing this now. That's got 900. I'll not even bother with a hauler here either, because they're right close. Because they'll come out and fill it in, because that's where it's close. I've got half a day left. Jesus. $800. Sheesh. I'm going to turn this off. Off. How many have got? Oh, 23 days. Oh my god, this is a nightmare. That's even worse. Mind you, it does. That's what I say. It does. It does get longer, anything up to 30, but I've not been able to. Apart from now, how much did I? How much was I able to get in there? Not a lot, but I'll keep pumping like mad and see if I can keep this going. This is why I got the 2 running. At least I got the 2 running, so I'm not going to take anything from here. Look, it's almost out, and I've got enough for 5,000 water. If I can get 5,000 water, that'll be it. But I can't. I've got 1,400 for cannoli, and I've still got the things. This is going to be close. That's another 8 days on top of, but I'm not pumping any of this, so I might be okay. And I did fill this up to the max. Just I didn't care about the water spilling out either. What I probably should do is change one of these to a sluice and get this filled. And this will help as well, because it will keep that full at all times. That's 22 days. We might be able to get quite a lot of food here, though. I've only got enough for 1,400, though. That's the bit of a problem. I think I can turn this off now because I don't think I need the haulers going. Unfortunately, putting one of these on didn't work. They wouldn't have been built. They wouldn't have been charged. Although saying that though, that is charged. They come fully charged, I should say. But I want a lot of gears, and I would rather have had what I've got here. The unfortunate thing is I didn't get a chance to fill the second one up, but not to worry. We got 1,000. It's not enough, but as long as I can keep to 1,000, and that will go down to 16 days. Then I've got the second, and then I'll run this dry, but I will not be running that dry. I did get completely full at that though. Which I kept it full. I'll tell you something, not easy. Bearing in mind that I could be out here, and this could be the next video. It could be the end. If it's not, I'll do some. Can I get over it? No, I don't think I can. Well, I could actually, because this can't run. Can they get down? Yes, they can. So I'll yeah, what I'll do is, because we've got the logs. Logs. Where's logs? No. I'll build 2 levees here. This will block this off, and then I'm gonna build a sluice there. I think I've got enough for the sluice. And then I'll we can build a lot of can. Build that. That will go through here. And then obviously next time I can keep that just having a little bit of water in. It's not bad. At least I've got 1,200 in my and this is going to go dry. This is going to go absolutely dry. I only got it to about the second one. If I could get right up to the, like I said, it's going to take an enormous amount of time to get up there. It would have been better if I had 2, but unfortunately I don't have to. And I don't have and I put it right in the center. Well, I suppose I could build this up and do a second one. And it would pump 2 from there and get 2 running, which may be a decent idea. Once we got this running, it won't be too bad. It's a pity I don't have the things for all this now, but not to worry. The slight decent thing is this is the one that's actually doing everything. Oh god. Oh, I've got that running. Get off. Stop running, you thing. I'll get rid of that. Not that it makes a difference. I will have to pump eventually, though. I will have to turn this all off. Well, yeah, I'll have to turn this all off and then pump that. I've got 19 days. Holy macaroni cheese. The thing is as long as I can keep... you see what I mean by I'm absolutely... I'm running out of beavers. They've absolutely tanked. And I had massive amounts of beavers. Now I've got a full stack of food left again, which is good. I really want that one going, but I can't get that one going. Let's go down one. Let's go down another one. In fact, let's pause that. Come on. Get the... Nah. Not available workers in district. What the hell are they doing then? Right, that's better. They were doing other jobs. I just want to stabilize the water. I've done quite a lot of work here, obviously, to get this to be done. Now I'm going to put a... Because obviously now this can't get through. I'm going to put a sluice... This might be in here. And then obviously I'm going to put... Well, I'll put a levee back on top of it. Claws above, down... about 95. Don't need to sink anything. So once this is built, actually... set this to closed. I'll set it to closed now because it'll suck this water out and I won't be able to use the water. That's it, it's built. Now build this. And then I should be able to take that down. We've got no water left in that at all. It'll stop in a minute. But I'm still at 1200 and I've got 17 days. Now remember that I got 16 day and we had 2,000. So I've got half the amount of water, but I'm not pumping that water out on this section at all, which is good. And I've got about 50% on there. I think I'm going to run out of I think I'm going to run out of here, but you know, it is what it is. I could open this up, I suppose. At least I think it's working. Why is that not working? Why are you working? Oh, you're not working because I'm an idiot and I've actually just blocked it. Never mind. Never mind, pig. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'm going, what the? So if I was to open this up. Let's get that down to about 85, I think. In fact, it's close now anyway. Right. That's done. Let's pick all this up. Once you picked up, I can get rid of this and we're all rerunning again when we need to. This is out. We've got 0 water in this, so I'm going to turn it off. And I've got 16 days. Got 16 days left. This is mental. I'll turn on 4. I might have to turn all on these on, but we'll see. And I don't have a full water here either because I've done that. But the idea of that is it will keep this irrigated. I'm still worried about food, you see, but I don't think I need to worry about food. I think it's all relatively full. It's full here. It's full here. It would be nice to how am I going to do this? I think I can do it from there. Now we are. Oh, sorry, we're at the end of the episode. But forgive me, you can understand why. You can understand why I was concentrating so much. I'll pause the. No, get. I'll pause that one and pause that one. Right then, as you can see, come back on the next video and see if I can stay alive. As long as I get enough beavers to stay, obviously I'm still going through this. I'm having to make the damn thing. Oh, I tell you, it's chaos. It's very difficult to know which beavers you have on the levels that you have. I mean, they've gone right the way down. If I get too low with beavers, I'll have enough food and everything, but I won't have enough to pump. Everything else I can turn off. That's not a problem. I can turn all this off. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. See you in the next one. Take care. Bye for now.